What's going on in this game? Didn't you do this already?
Yeah, but I have to go back to get the Switch.
Do you have to go back to get the Switch?
No, wait, no. I'm going back to unlock an alternate route that is available to me now that I have gotten a Switch.
Yeah. But why are you doing this alternate ending? I thought we don't care.
I don't know. This is like probably the biggest alternate route in the game. So you're leaving out a lot of levels if you don't do it.
Oh, okay. So we're missing. Okay. I didn't realize that we were missing levels. I just thought that, like, hey, isn't it cool that you can end the level early? It's like, yeah, it is cool. I didn't want to do that whole level anyway. My impression of that noise.
That was really good.
Thanks.
I actually got confused. I was like, why is the game making a spring sound if I didn't hit a spring?
Yeah. I'm really good.
You.
Give me anything, I can do it. Tell me any impression.
Do the noise that Yoshi makes when you jump on Yoshi.
Bang!
That's uncanny, actually.
Thanks.
That is so close.
Keep them coming. I can do them all day.
I don't. Could you do
any noise?
Do you
know Michael Winslow? I
taught
taught his teacher. Any noise.
I'm sticking to Mario for right now.
Okay.
Could you do like the sound that you make when you're big Mario and then you get hit, you turn back into little Mario? Wow, that is almost. You kind of like how they have like Charles Martinet on retainer as the voice of Mario, like basically until he dies.
Yeah.
Like they should have you for like all the sound effects of every Mario.
Yeah, I could do. You've seen Spaceballs.
I have seen Spaceballs.
You know the scene with the radar jamming?
Yes.
I could do that, but for Mario noises.
I know
that I mentioned Michael Winslow already.
I know. I was just gonna say you already talked about Michael Winslow.
Yeah, but he's the only analog to what I can do.
You're really.
Do you got anything else? Got anything else for me? Anything in the whole world, any noise, any talking,
like
anything.
like a car starting. That's wow. Okay. Like water pouring into a glass.
Well,
now can you do water pouring into a coffee can?
You can hear that it's tinnier. It produces sort of an echo. It's very subtle.
No! Okay, I got him. Ah! Ah! God damn it. Well, that was certainly a fun time.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Never had one lesson.
I don't believe it. Wow, I got killed by something off screen. How cool. There's gotta be something in GTA I could talk about.
There's gotta be. Is there a guy that makes noises?
There's a tow truck side mission where you get to do a tow truck.
Do you do the... Okay, so this is one mission specifically that I've heard about being not good. There's a dock mission.
Okay.
A Shenmue-esque dock mission.
What?
Yeah, where you literally just spend time doing, like, dock stuff.
I haven't encountered that.
Like, you work on a dock and have to do, like, all this dock stuff, and then you steal a boat, and then you drive the slow boat back to the shore, and take a slow truck with the boat on it. It's very slow.
Here we have, like, Yoshi's dolphin cousin.
He does have a Yoshi nose.
Yeah. He definitely looks like Yoshi. I can speak for, like, the side missions that I've encountered. A lot of them, like, the tow truck mission... First of all, it's an optional side mission. It's not a story mission that you have to do. And yeah, it's not that exciting. I think it's it's kind of interesting to try to drive around the city with towing a car around, because it's a little tricky. But what's cool about it is that there's a character in the world that's tied to it. So it's like
tied to the pickup truck, so you're just dragging this guy?
It's like this crackhead girlfriend of a guy that you used to know who's also a crackhead, but who is paid to tow cars. And, like, you're basically, like, covering his ass and doing his job for him sometimes because he's, like, too much... Like, he's just, like, off doing crack somewhere.
You know what that's called, Kyle? It's enabling.
Yes.
He's an enabler.
Exactly.
No, you go do your crack. I got this. Don't worry.
So, like, even though you're just towing a car around, the whole time you have, like, his annoying girlfriend saying all this bullshit, and then, like, your character Franklin just, like, really annoyed with him, like... You know, like, he's complaining about this crackhead guy, and she's like, but he's trying to get better. He's got a job that he's working. He's like, clearly he's not, because I'm doing his job right now. Thank you, Dolphin Yoshis. That's nice of you.
Yeah.
There's like a paparazzi guy who makes you go around and, like,
I heard about this
take pictures of celebrities.
Is this
stuff.
That's like one of the ones that, like, you do all this stuff, and then it's like, oh, thanks. Here's, like, you don't get any money for that, don't you? Not?
I guess not, but I'm not exactly sure how the money manifests in this game, because I haven't really encountered as many reasons to use money as you have in past GTA games. Like, at least not yet. There's no, like, big, like, hideout buying component of the game or anything.
Okay.
But I did notice that after I did the diamond heist, where we got, like...
you can buy real estate and stuff.
We got, like, $1.5 million from the diamond heist.
Okay.
And then it said, like, Franklin's cut was, like, $270,000. But then it goes to Franklin after that, and he had, like, $600. But he was talking about how he had so much money now. So I don't know if, like, some of that money is, like, just a story element, or, like, I don't know if it's, like, in a bank somewhere and I have to go to the bank or something. I don't know. But it's interesting because there's definitely, you know, like, more than ever, a lot of the gameplay in GTA 5 is just stuff you've done a million times. But it's just, like, the stories and the characters and the presentation that just make it compelling in this way that's hard to convey unless you're playing the game. It's just some special Rockstar Northness that Rockstar North is able to infuse into GTA games.
Maybe some crazy person's returned a copy already, and I'll get it and play as much as I can in a week and return it.
Okay. You can go do that.
Yeah. Unless I really like it. And then I'll keep it.
Unless, like, the crazy person was the guy who bought it and went like, this is boring. I'm just towing a truck. And then brought it back. It definitely, though it starts way faster than GTA 4.
That game was a slog. Like, I loved GTA 4 when I was playing it, but then I didn't finish it, and everything that I can think about that game is negative at this point.
Yeah, pretty much. Come on. Oh, God. I played and finished GTA 4, and GTA 4 was the easiest GTA game for me to finish. Like, I enjoyed it all the way through. But I think that, like, part of the reason you look back on GTA 4 with such a negative attitude is specifically because what was good about that game and what is also great about GTA 5 is exactly what I'm saying. It's like this, it's just like this special element in the characters and the writing that you can't quite, like, you kind of forget that it's there until you play the game again.
That's fair.
Though, I mean, GTA 4, even though GTA 4 was enamoring at the time because it was such a huge and detailed world compared to other things that had been out at the time, even, like, it started slow even for when you were, like, really, like, entranced by it. So now, years later, it's, like, the slowest starting game of all time.
Yeah.
So I don't know where the heist stuff is going exactly, but I hope it ends up being really good. I mean,
I heard that that's like the meat of the game. It's the heist stuff.
Yeah, I would assume. I mean, Jeff Grossman gave it a 5 out of 5.
That guy's not nuts.
He's not crazy.
I mean, he's not crazy in the way that he reviews games.
Sure. Ugh.
Maybe in the way that he buys them.
He does have 3 copies of Samurai Showdown.
You're my nightmare.
Oh, good times.
Yep.
Good times. Ah, fuck!
No, you got it.
Thank God. Holy
That was
shit.
convenient. Can you imagine having to do this again?
Yes, I can. And I wouldn't be happy about it. Oops. Yes!
Nice. Nice.
The first time we recorded this, I think I got the 50 on the very first level. And I was like, that's the first and last time that's ever going to happen. And then it never happened again until just now.
No, that's not true.
Yeah, it is.
Oh. I like this music a lot.
Pretty good.
Yeah, we talked about the music a lot last time.
Did we?
Yeah, for like 5 or 10 minutes.
I just feel like all the Mario music since the stuff on NES has just felt really soft.
Yeah, this is nowhere.
Just because of the nature of the...
It's a kinder, gentler sound chip.
Yeah, the more advanced sound chips. It's a problem I have with the Super Nintendo sound chip in general.
It's just kind of boring. It doesn't do bass well at all.
No. Oh, a thing we could talk about is that this is the first Mario game to come out post Sonic the Hedgehog. So at this point, Sonic had a rival.
Yeah.
Mario
had a rival.
Did I say that?
Yeah.
Well, they both
You said at this point Sonic had a rival.
They both had a rival.
Yeah, they both had rivals. Mario had a rival at the arrival of Sonic.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And
not a strong rival, or a particularly convincing one.
Well, I mean, this Nintendo definitely had a rival in Sega.
Yeah.
I think like...
And I think we can safely say at this point, Sega has won. By getting out early.
What? Oh, man. I think, like, in the NES days, Nintendo had, like, 95% of, like, the video game market share, and then in the Super Nintendo generation, they only had 60. So,
I didn't realize the Genesis was even that popular.
Yeah, it totally was.
I would have guessed, like, 30.
The Genesis was, like, a huge success.
That's good. Good for Sega.
And I think they did that generally by being a lot more open about what content got put on their system and charging less for cartridges. So a lot of they courted a lot of publishers and developers simply by being cheaper to publish on than the Nintendo. Apparently, a lot of Nintendo's restrictions in the way they treated their publishers. Their third-party publishers, that was really...
How are they treating third-party publishers?
It was really draconian. And they would...
They would kill you for breaking a law?
Yeah, or they would,
Why isn't this getting any coverage in all those Nintendo books you read?
They... First of all, Nintendo... I think, actually, Nintendo developed... Or they produced all their own cartridges. So they wouldn't even let people make their own... You know, like, they would say, like, send us the ROM, and then we'll give you your cartridges. I think Genesis or Sega allowed people to make their own Genesis cartridges. So it was a lot of stuff like that. And, you know, if they had a problem with you, they might, like...
Talk about you behind your back.
They might not give you as many, like, cartridges as you wanted. They would be like, oh, there were shortages. Sorry. Or, like... Or
That's really weird in, like, high school.
Or there was, like... chip allocations, so they would be like, well, we have this many cartridges or this many of this chip, like, so we have to decide how they're going to be spread amongst the people that want cartridges developed, and like if Nintendo didn't like you, they would screw you over and not give you a bigger share and that kind of stuff.
Isn't that just hurting them though?
And it did hurt them. That's why the Genesis was so successful.
Okay, so Nintendo, we talk about Nintendo and how they used to be like these all-reigning video game kings in the 90s and the late 80s. And how worse off they are today. But did they ever have like good business practices and ideas, or did they just get like really lucky at first?
Their good business practices are mostly being really smart about hardware costs. They always made a profit on all of their systems until the Wii U, but even then the Wii U was only like a one game loss. Like by the time a person bought like a single game, they had already made a profit on that customer.
Yeah, but a lot of that is, things that people say is wrong with the way that they're making video games.
Well, it's not good for the consumer, but it's a good business practice.
Yeah, but eventually you can be so good at your business practices that your consumers get so mad that now you have no customers.
Yeah, that might have happened.
Yeah. It's sort of like, remember when everyone was talking about how like whether or not Microsoft was going to make Xbox Live free, and then instead they raised the price. It's like every decision Nintendo has ever made is that sort of thing.
I don't know about that. Ludwig von Koopa's days of composing Koopa symphonies in Castle No. 4 are over. The forest of illusion lies ahead. Mario must use his brain to solve the puzzle of this perplexing forest. So that was the alternate route to Castle 4. The normal one is below that. You'll probably go back and get that at some point. Do we want to keep going and talking about Sega versus Nintendo, or do we want to switch to Silent Hill 3?
First, I want to know before we stop, I just real quick want to know when was the last time you used your Wii U?
The last time I used my Wii U was in August when Pikmin 3 came out.
Okay. When's the next time you're planning on using it? Is it even foreseeable? Because the Wii U's been out for over a year at this point?
Almost a year.
Almost a year? And have they announced a Zelda game?
Oh, that's when I'm using it next. Next month, the remake of Wind Waker comes out.
Yeah. I mean, have they announced a new Zelda game?
No, they
that
have
you haven't
not.
Played
they have not
3 times
announced
already?
No. But whatever that new Zelda game that comes out is not going to be as good as the Wind Waker. So,
hey, man, don't.
Fuck. It's not going to be as good as the Wind Waker.
It's probably not. But who knows?
It's
maybe.
not gonna be.
Maybe.
Oh, I wanted to talk about the whole Sega Sonic the Hedgehog thing, specifically because there was this. It was probably the funniest part of that book, Super Mario, where there's one part at which it sort of sarcastically or jokingly calls Sonic, like Sonic came on the scene and he was deaf and rad and bitchin'. And that's like my favorite way to describe something now is like it's deaf and rad and bitchin'. And it's he's like, oh, I mean, sure, you could still play a Mario game, just like you could still go pick flowers for your mom if you wanted to. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That was kind of the start of Mario being, like, not uncool, like you don't want people to know you're playing Mario games, but he's uncool in that he's kind of like he's like a fat plumber who's very jolly. He's like Santa Claus or something now.
Yeah, it's like he's for kids.
Yeah.
Like when I was a kid, I played Mario.
Yeah, Mario's for kids. He's not adult.
Now they got
Sonic
hair on my balls. I play Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know if you know this. You push down on the D-pad, he turns into a spike ball. But can Sonic do this? Where he turns into a big, fat balloon guy and floats around?
No.
Kind of, sort of aimlessly?
He's got, like, all the momentum and grace of a seahorse.
I wish I could remember. There was some like interview with like the president of Nintendo or something at the time, and they asked them about Sega, and they gave some response of like Sega is like not Nintendo's concern.
Sega's not even the best drummer in the band.
So they said Sega isn't even the best drummer in the Beatles. And apparently it was like something that like Sega employees would then like print out and like tape on their wall in their office or something like that. Sort of I don't know.
Like sort of
some kind
like
of morale,
get up and go.
Like a morale boost of like they would be successful and then laugh at Nintendo for saying that they weren't Nintendo's concern or something like that. Yeah, like or good business practices you were talking about, like back to hardware. We didn't really mention this.
What if Sega and Nintendo merged, and that was the only way that Nintendo could keep making consoles? This is a dream. This is not a. This is a fantasy.
That doesn't make sense.
No, but what if they were like?
Sega already can't afford to make a console.
No, but okay. So Nintendo goes, all right. We have $1 million. This is fake money. We have $1 million, but we need $1,010 to make a new console. Otherwise, we're gonna go software only. And then Sega goes, I got $10, and they merge, and then they make a Sega-Tendo.
Okay.
Nintega.
Uh-huh.
I can do that coffee noise again.
You mean just like a Sega Nintendo?
Yeah, I'm saying Nintendo.
A Mega Nintendo?
I feel like I just feel like we would be better off in a world where Nintendo is making
apparently,
Nintendo games for a Sega console and not the other way around.
Who in 1991 could have foreseen that years later, 22 years later, Sonic would be an exclusive deal with Nintendo? Apparently.
I just like...
That was the thing. I'm sure that's for one game, by the way. That was the thing they announced at E3. They were like, exclusively, all the Sonic the Hedgehog is exclusive to the Wii U.
Yeah, that's of course not.
And it was just like, what?
Hey, did you see the trailer for that game, Lost Worlds?
Yeah, I've seen
it. Literally is the plot of the Scott Pilgrim movie that I never saw.
Oh, okay.
It's like you got.
I saw your tweet about that, but I didn't understand what the fuck you were talking about.
It's like you've just got to go and battle these 6 bad guys.
I think I saw a clip of one of the bad guys saying that they were gonna kill Sonic. I think they used the word kill, or perhaps instead of saying kill, they described killing him in some kind of graphic way that I wouldn't expect from a Sonic game. It was like... It
seemed the trailer that I saw seemed very, very much geared towards a younger audience.
Okay.
But it also, I feel like a lot of the things that they showed seemed very specific. Like, guys, I know this game is just a Sonic-ass game, but we've got to make it look like it's more for kids, is what it felt like. It didn't feel like the game is geared towards kids, just that the trailer was. I don't know. It was weird.
It looks like it could be good. It looks alright.
I don't like a lot of the villains. There's 6 villains.
I think they look fine.
There's probably Robotnik too. He wasn't even in the trailer.
Oh, of course. He's secretly behind the whole thing.
Yeah.
Don't tell anybody I told you that.
I didn't see Tails even for a second. I didn't see anyone but Sonic and the bad guys.
That's actually my favorite Sonic game.
Sonic and the bad guys?
Yeah, Sonic and the bad guys. So.
I got re-challenged to write a Life Level 5 song on Twitter. Someone was like, still waiting for the thing, and I said recommitted, and in the parentheses, do not hold your breath.
What are you doing? I guess I'll just kill myself. Because I fucked up.
Are we good, or do you want to move on to Silent Hill? What's up?
No, I can. If I beat this level, it saves.
You can save.
So then I'm good.
Yep. But is it just
Sonic? The Sonic series, kind of like Forza versus GTA, managed to get out 3 games before they put out another Mario game. They put out Mario World, and then before Yoshi's Island, they put out like all 3 Sonic games and Sonic and Knuckles.
Wow,
pretty sure.
Okay, so is it just my like weird ultra specific Dreamcast nostalgia that makes me think that
Probably. Whatever you're saying, yes.
we'd be living in a much better world if it was Nintendo producing games for a Sega platform
instead of the other way
around. Like an actually competitive system with actual third-party support and like kind of smart and weird decisions with a weird Japanese
the Dreamcast
aesthetic.
The Dreamcast partly died because it didn't have support from EA.
No, they didn't have support from EA, but then they made their awesome 2K series games.
That is now has like far survived the Dreamcast. So you're right.
Yeah,
you're totally right.
I don't play a lot of sports games. I would play a 2K sports game way before I would play an EA game at this point.
Meh, whatever. I don't even know the difference or care.
I barely know the difference.
The thing I think is crazy is that there are still people that exist that genuinely think that if Sega made a new console and called it the Dreamcast 2, that this would be somehow a good thing.
It would be a terrible idea.
And better than other consoles that we have.
No. I just feel like...
That reminds me of that Ryan Davis rant that we re-listened to somewhat recently about Sonic, and he was talking about how people keep this was like before Sonic Generations, because I think Sonic Generations is a good Sonic game. But
and Colors.
And Colors. It was also before that too. But he was talking about the people that keep saying like, what if they made another Sonic game and it was like the old ones and it was good again? And he was just like, hey, all those people that made all those Sonic games you have such fond Sonic memories of,
they're dead.
Those people are all dead. Like, you could basically say the same thing about, like, everybody that made great Dreamcast games. Like,
yeah, but I'm not talking about the
those
games.
people aren't at Sega anymore.
I don't care about the people making... I don't want Sega to be making Sega games for their new Sega system. I just feel like the last system that they made was the Dreamcast, and they showed, like, actual, like, forethought and thinking aheadedness.
I don't think so.
In terms of console,
they ran themselves into the ground. The part of the reason that it was such a weird failure is because everyone's favorite Dreamcast games are all things that had no business being released in America, like Jet Grind Radio and Typing of the Dead, Choo Choo Rocket, like all this stuff.
But those are all great games.
They're all great games, but it was marketing madness, and that's why we can't have nice things anymore. That's why everything is focus grouped to death, because nobody wants to be the next Dreamcast.
Dreamcast invented focus groups.
What?
You heard it.
Huh? Oh, okay. I was confused. It's like, I thought you were like, no, I actually have this weird esoteric piece of knowledge. The Dreamcast was actually the first system that had games that were focus tested. I was like, what?
No, that's not true at all. But yeah, all those games. But I'm not talking about those games. I'm talking about like the thing. Nintendo consoles are caught up in these weird gimmicks, and I feel like Sega, the Dreamcast. It had weird gimmicks like the VMU.
That was a weird gimmick.
It was a weird gimmick, but it also had like internet connectivity, and you could use a mouse and keyboard. You could play CDs, and
let's be real.
What?
In 1998, a console with internet connectivity was a weird gimmick. It's gonna connect to the internet. What a fucking weird thing.
Yeah,
it's 99. 99. Sorry, buddy. It's 99.
But like then it used it, like Phantasy Star Online. You could play that kick-ass game on the internet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Like it.
I never connected my Dreamcast to the internet, so I don't know.
I just like it was. I feel like it was.
You had to pay a monthly fee for Phantasy Star Online.
Yeah, it was an MMO.
No, it wasn't.
It was an instanced.
It was Diablo in 3D, but like Japanese.
And awesome. The game is great.
That's fair. I think I'm gonna at least rent Diablo 3 for 360 because it has local co-op, and I think I'm gonna try to get Nicole to play co-op with me.
Okay. I was
pretty cool. I'm kind of excited about that. Diablo 3 is a good game.
Yeah, it is good.
People like to shit on it, but those people are wrong.
Why do people like to shit on it? They closed down their live auction thing.
Because that was weird. I don't know. Because for a lot of people, Diablo 3 is the Dreamcast 2, and they had these weird expectations. Like, basically, there are a lot of people out there.
People were like, I jerked off all over Diablo 2 for 18 million years.
Yeah.
And here's my Diablo 3, and it's just Diablo 2? Is that what you're saying?
No, Diablo 3 is way better than Diablo 2. But yeah, basically. People are like, I played Diablo 2 for a decade, and then I was done with Diablo 3 after only 150 hours. Fuck this. It's like...
Yeah, well, hey, keep playing it.
I saw this forum post from someone on Giant Bomb that was complaining about, like, why they're fed up with playing Diablo 3 and they've decided to stop. And at some point, they kind of had this moment of clarity. They were like, I don't know, like, maybe you can't expect to, like, maybe 50 hours is a reasonable amount of time to expect to put into a game. It's like,
yeah,
yes!
You brought, well, how much was it?
50 hours.
It was $50 when you bought it, right? That's for the PC, it was $50?
Yes.
So that means that you got $1 an hour.
And it might have even been more than 50 hours that he said.
Yeah.
Like, he was one of those people that was disappointed that there wasn't enough to do at the level cap. Like, you're at the level cap in the end.
You finish.
You win. Congratulations. You win.
You
Good
won.
day, sir. I also just rewatched Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
I was watching an episode of the X-Files yesterday, and there was this doctor that was doing experiments on progeria patients to try to unlock the key of life, and it was some episode in the first season.
Oh, I have to kill myself.
And he sounded exactly like Gene Wilder from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
That's funny.
Why'd you rewatch that movie?
It was on TV.
Did you like it?
Yes.
You know, if you want to see another movie that guy's in, open up your copy of Blazing Saddles that I know you have.
Oh, man, I should do that.
Yeah, he's in that movie and he's great.
Man. Gene Wilder really is perfect as Willy Wonka, though.
Yeah, he's also perfect as the Frisco Kid.
Willy Wonka, though, I loved all of his things. Like, every time a kid went to do something, his, like, patronizing, like, no, wait, don't.
Yeah, oh, that's great.
And then he stands back and
don't do it. Yeah. Did you know that when he falls at the beginning, when he falls on the ground and stumbles, and then does like the somersault thing?
Yeah.
That was unscripted, and he did that because he said, now no one will ever be able to tell when I'm lying. Because the first thing that he did was a lie.
Huh.
And he was like, yeah, now no one will ever be able to tell, like, if I'm being honest or not. And so is I think, you know when they get in the boat and there's all the lights flashing and stuff?
Yeah.
The part that scared the shit out of me when I was a kid?
We watched that with Nicole's son. He's 3.5. Unscarable. Didn't even flinch.
Yeah.
Nothing. I was like, there's something wrong with this kid.
He, there at some point he says, like, we're gonna die. Also was unscripted.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That's horrifying.
It was funny.
He wasn't scared. Like, there's no earthly way of no. Like, that's not horrifying.
Yeah, that was the thing. I watched that. I went into that scene going like, oh, right, this is the part that scares everybody when they're a kid. Let's see how not scary this is. And I was like, no, this is still pretty scary.
Yeah, it's at least
a little scary.
It's at least disconcerting. The way that he's just like a very good actor, I guess.
It's pretty scary.
Did you beat that? Did you save? What's up?
Fuck this. God, what?
Do you have to wait for that thing now?
Yay!
Alright, let's play Saints Row.
Let's play Saints Hill 3.
Silent Hill the Third.
Saints Hill the Third. In your face. Look for our new Let's Play of Silent Hill 3 soon-ish.
Or before this comes out.
No, it'll be after this. I think. Wait.
We just did like
5
episodes.
It'll probably be out after the first episode.
It'll be out. You'll have already seen it. If you know it's good for you.
If you haven't watched our Silent Hill 3 Let's Play that's definitely already out by the time you're hearing this, please go do that.
Yeah.
Runbutton.net.
And if you don't follow us on Twitter, follow us on Twitter.
Oh, fucking who cares?
I care. You care a little bit, don't you?
Yeah,
Don't you, Kyle? Don't you care? At 19 letters long and at something dumb? I'll do any noise.